Happy holiday guys, and welcome to my channel 30 and Learning. Today the two things that I want to talk about, per usual, carb cycling update. I am concluding week 3, and second thing is how to be healthy through holidays. Okay, so very quickly, carb cycling. So I'm at the end of week 3 and I've reached a point where I cannot just track by visuals anymore. I really need to keep some sort of measurement. Now, I could definitely weigh myself on the scale, but I just don't think that's going to work out because I am trying to lose fat and replace it with muscle. So I may not see that much of a change on the scale, because if I lose a pound of fat and if I gain a pound of muscle, I'm going to be the same on the scale. But what will change is a tape measure. So I think I'm going to do a tape measure for my waist, maybe my thighs, because my lower body is essentially where I want to lose fat from. Now here's the thing, why tape measure would show me a difference whereas a scale will not, because muscle is a lot more dense or compact than fat. A pound of fat looks like this, whereas a pound of muscle only looks like this. So that's why you see all these, super shredded people. They weigh a lot, but they look like super lean, whereas there are these other, skinny fat people who weigh just the same, but then they look just round. So that's what fat does, is it just takes up a lot more space. So yeah, tape measure is the way to go for me. I could always get like a body composition scale, but I am in the middle of a big relocation, which is why you probably keep seeing U-Haul boxes in my background. It's because I am packing up. So I don't think I want to buy anything new at this point, so I have a measuring tape and I think that will do just fine for now. I will, as always, include my progress picture at the end of the video, and the timestamps are always at the beginning, so if you want to skip ahead, just see how it's working out for me and decide if you want to give it a try for yourself, then yeah, you can always jump ahead. If not, then just you can listen to me talk away. And I swear I'm not gonna talk that much. Maybe I can try. I love to talk. I do. I honestly do. So, second thing, the holidays. I am super excited to be, seeing my family in a few more days and to be baking with my mom and my sister. And that's, that's just the spirit of holiday, is getting together with family, and food is at the center of it all. So I don't want to be sitting at, a holiday table and not be eating when everyone else is enjoying food and be the one person who's just like the party pooper. No, I want to be with everyone and I want to enjoy with everyone, but what I also want to do is just have some of my own recipes. So while they're enjoying their food, I can have some of my recipes for not just for me but for everyone else to enjoy. They are just as tasty, if not tastier. So what I want to do today is I want to experiment with a cookie recipe. What I always do for my cookies is I always have a good base recipe for a simple sugar cookie, if you will, and then I keep playing with the flavors and the things that I add in it. Today I want to work on a gluten-free low GI cookie base, because the cookie that I'm ultimately envisioning in my mind that I want to bake once I'm with my family is a ginger cookie with some candied ginger and dried cranberries. I love dried cranberries. You can never go wrong with dried cranberries. Just can't. They're amazing. I am not gluten intolerant or allergic. I have just come to realize for myself is that gluten makes you hold on to water weight. I have been staying away from grains. I do once in a while indulge in bread or bagels. I love baked goods, but whenever I can, I would go for the gluten-free option, and they taste just as good. So that's gluten-free. Now, why low GI and what's low GI? GI essentially stands for glycemic index, and the higher the GI or the glycemic index of a carbohydrate, the higher is the insulin release, or the quicker it metabolizes. So glucose, I think, because it's like the most readily absorbed form of sugar, I think is way up on the scale. It's 100. In general, a good rule of thumb is glycemic index below 50 is good. So the lower you can go, the better it is. But yeah, 50 or below is good. Regular sugar is, I think, about 54. And I found this amazing table online that has a list of all the sweeteners and their corresponding glycemic indices, and it's coming up right now. Agave looks pretty good to me, but right now I don't have any agave at home. All I have is coconut palm sugar, so that's what I'm gonna use for baking. I've never baked with coconut palm sugar before, so I'm hoping it will give the same consistency as brown sugar, because I love the chewiness and the richness that comes from brown sugar. To me, both butter and coconut oil are saturated fats, so I'll have to see why coconut oil is better than butter. But for now, since we know coconut oil is better than butter, let's just go with it. I think it has something to do with the fact that butter is dairy, but I do love butter. And again, I am not allergic, intolerant, anything to dairy. I don't even avoid dairy. I eat Greek yogurt almost every day because it's such a great source of protein and it tastes so good. So that is everything you need to know about my cookie experiment. If you like what you heard so far, then just stay with me and let's go into the kitchen and start our little experiment. Okay, yeah, I may have eaten one or more of those cookies while they were still warm. I still have a few others that are cooling down and which I will show to you once they are ready to eat. How did that experiment go? I would say 50-50. It wasn't an entire success, it wasn't an entire failure. As far as the taste goes, they taste delicious. I just threw in there whatever I had in my kitchen right now, and I don't have a whole lot because I'm relocating. Yes, you guessed it. So taste is definitely a success. As far as the texture goes, I like their texture. They're not chewy, but they're not dry. They're super moist. One thing, note to myself, when I'm actually making these with my family, I think I will have to add some sort of like xanthan or the guar gum, I believe is what it's called. So I think it definitely needs like a binding agent so that they stay together more and don't fall apart as easily. But then again, maybe because I tried to eat them while they were still, you know, super hot inside. They had just come out of the oven, guys, when I scarfed 3 of those down. Yes, 3. And finally, this is again a note to self, is to not make them as thick. Like you saw me putting down those patties almost on my baking tray. These didn't spread at all. They puffed up a little bit. They've become bigger, but they haven't really spread out. As you can see, they look kind of like patties right now and not cookies. They don't look as appetizing, but trust me, they are delicious. Okay, so that was it from me for today. I will see you guys in my next vlog when I actually try these cookies properly, and I will share how that goes. Bye bye.